Welcome back, everybody, to the next exciting episode. Hold on. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody, to the next exciting episode of Neptunia Reverse, Rebirth 1, and Hyperdimension Neptunia for the PlayStation 5, PlayStation Vita, and the PlayStation 3. Once again, I am joined by my friend David. Say hello to the people.
Winner one, and I'm still convinced Miguel is a psychopath with doing all three at once.
I mean, what other game can you really do this with? I guess Skyrim, but Skyrim doesn't change the games that drastically outside of graphics.
No, not really, no.
Yeah, there's a joke that the Neptunia 1 is the Skyrim of Weeaboo games, because it just gets ported. Or, in this case, remade. All the time. And honestly, I do like that. Like, that sort of, like, whole... Like, they're so proud of the first game that they keep remaking it. But also, for the love of God, just give us the next numbered entry. They've promised the next numbered entry since the Sega Hard Girls game in 2016, and we still don't have it.
Last one we got was Mega Dimension, right?
In 2015, yes.
Almost been 10 years.
It's been 9 years, and we're still waiting on the... we're still waiting on the next number game. It feels like waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3, or Grand Theft Auto 6. And honestly, I'm not gonna get Grand Theft Auto 6, okay? I'm not doing it. I've already...
The Grand Theft Auto, the series that, yeah, I generally think is okay and fine, but you're gonna see me deeply invested in paying money for it.
I actually liked San Andreas, so I was actually willing to get Grand Theft Auto 5 like more of a chance. Because at the time of playing Grand Theft Auto 5, the very first 2 episodes, I had never played GTA. And then after the second episode, I played through San Andreas. It was pretty fun. Then I went back to recording Grand Theft Auto 5. And it was okay, but honestly, the San Andreas was just better, if you ask me. I hear that Grand Theft Auto 4 is really good, but I haven't played it.
I gotta play the other one we talked about it, the anime GTA.
Oh, Ananta, yeah, that's why I brought this up. So I saw Ananta, and here's my take on it. I need to see a full 1 hour of uncut gameplay, and if I like it, I'll do it. That's gonna be it.
That is very true. I guess you can't just completely be hooked onto one and just by gameplay, just by trailer alone. It showed some gameplay, but not extremely a lot.
Let's put it this way. Even though it was in my wish list, I didn't actually watch Palworld until I saw 4 hours of pre-release footage.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways.
For me, on the other hand, oh, hold on. By the way, I'm gonna say it right now. Here, Red, hardly one of the best characters that is. I'm so sad I've never seen again.
Actually, she's in the remake.
I'm aware, but like, aside from that, we don't see her in other games.
Yeah, it's a shame. She doesn't really do much in the... Well, I mean, kind of like how IF and Compa have become cutscene characters rather than playable characters. At this point in the story, they're just underpowered. They're normal-ass humans.
Well, maybe if we ever get the next main series game, we might get them again.
Yeah, give us our next numbered entry idea of Factory and Compile Hard. You guys have been promising this since 2016. Where is it?
And if they give us more Red, I really hope they keep more with her personality in Rebirth 2. About how pretty much make it every girl she sees her wife. That was funny.
Wait, which version are you playing? Rebirth 2 or Mark 2?
No, I'm playing Mark 2, but a friend of mine plays Rebirth 2 that I'm watching.
You should race him.
No. I am never doing another race ever again.
Why not? It was so fun.
Fun? It was... I still have PTSD all because I didn't know I could freaking move my characters on the grid.
Oh, right.
I still feel so stupid about that.
Okay, to be fair to you, in my first playthrough of V2, I didn't know about the sedentary ring, so I was convinced that some characters just couldn't move at all. To explain what that is, it's an item that if you equip it, your characters become the highest defense stat possible, but in exchange, they're not allowed to move on the battlefield.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah, so I just thought that Umio and one other character couldn't move for, I think, 7 hours of my first playthrough.
Yikes, that would make them kind of worthless.
Well, no, because he couldn't take damage for the first 2/3 of the game. Nothing could hurt him.
I guess, yeah. Anyway, as I was saying before I moved on, about Ananta, I kid you not, people, I have seen that trailer 20 times. I'm not even joking.
Anyways, here I'm actually going to show off the difference in combat. As you can see, on the bottom left we have reverse combat, and on the top left we have original combat. And while I
And
still
on bottom right,
prefer...
we have Reaper's 1.
But it's not in combat yet. And the reason I show this off here is because I wanted to show off the combat roughly similar to each other. Now, I still think that Mark II has the best combat in the series, but the original is just so charming, man. It's so fun to me. It feels like a more old school RPG style. Whereas...
No, go ahead.
No, interrupt me if you can. Don't worry about it.
What I was gonna say about Mark II is like, well, one thing I do like that they got rid of, that how SP can just build up on its own as your attack.
Yeah.
But in other games, once you use it, you have to use items to regain it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like Mark II is so good.
Yeah.
Actually, Reverse is so mean to you. Okay, in Reverse, you get like 200 SP or something, but in Rebirth 1 they give you like 1,000, but the cost to use moves are the same, which makes Reverse way harder.
Wow, okay, that's just, I don't know what to say about that. What the fuck?
So you can see on the menu, Compa and IF have, I think, roughly 1,000 SP at the moment. However, if you look at on the Reverse side, most of these characters don't even hit 200 SP. But the cost to use the attacks are still the same. Anyways,
otherwise you won't be able to use any of your skills for like the majority of the beginning.
I'm gonna put it this way: I had to grind to level 35 just so that I could use some skills.
Yikes!
Here's the thing: you get to the Killashine at roughly level 16 in Rebirth 1. I beat the Killashine at level 18, but then I realized that I just got mad lucky and had no business winning that, so I just fought mini bosses until I hit my high 30s. Because it was only until then that I felt comfortable. It's like Mark II, for example, is a game where I will actually sit down in the first dungeon and grind to level 20 before leaving. Because I know that the experience of Mark II is actually kind of brutal. Do you have anything to say?
One thing I will say about Mark II, well, I do like that SP naturally regenerates. I'm not quite a fan of how you have to use SP to use item.
Well, they had to use trade-off somewhere. And also, using SP to use items is actually stolen from Final Fantasy, because they did that first. Well, it wasn't SP, it was called ATB, but you get the point.
Yeah.
You know, I would actually be down for an ATB Neptunia game for the next numbered entry instead of a turn-based or an action RPG.
What ATB?
ATB is active time battle, so it's still a menu game, so you're still playing an RPG like the menu style, not action. However, all the attacks are under a timer, and some attacks require more time than others. It's possible to interrupt attacks, and Final Fantasy 4 and 13 use ATB, although 13 definitely makes you learn the system. You cannot win unless you learn how to use the ATB system properly. And I kind of miss that era of RPGs because they haven't really made an ATB RPG that is focused on a menu combat since 2013. Well, no, since 2012 with 13-2, because Lightning Returns was an action game. Yeah, for people who played the 13 trilogy, doesn't it feel weird that two of your games are ATB RPGs, and then the third game in the trilogy is suddenly an action game? Where have I heard that before?
I don't know, where have you heard it before?
Oh. Don't worry about it. You genuinely don't know? It's, so you played, it's like Neptunia, and like you play Mark II, then Victory, then V2, and then suddenly Sisters vs. Sisters is an action game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that thinking?
Yeah. If you actually pay attention to this series, they take a lot from Final Fantasy in general. For example, in Rebirth 1, when you get the level up and Neptune starts humming, do you know what she's humming?
What?
She's humming the victory theme of Final Fantasy VII.
Wait, no, that's the clear one. Isn't it the clear stage?
It's the same theme.
Oh.
Anyways.
By PB.
Yep, or Lyrica, as she's called in this game.
Look at the much better name than just
Yeah,
5PB.
I totally agree with you. Although they eventually, her name in the subtitles is actually 5PB, but when they talk to her, it's Lyrica. That's the thing that's interesting.
Well, isn't that actually the kid with the underling?
Yeah, her
From
name is
Mark II?
Linda, but she's underling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that also happened with Nisa. Her name is Nippon Ichi, but everyone calls her Nisa. Albeit, it is weird that her name is literally Japan 1.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's
so
weird.
I think this is partially why they cut out the entire first arc of the story. Because 5PV and Red don't actually have a plot in Rebirth 1 or Reverse. In fact, in the base game, they're not even in the game.
So what? Are just characters we meet and then we just leave?
No. Reverse, you have to use the arrange mode, which gives you all the characters at the start to get access to 5PB. Otherwise, you never see her. Actually, I don't even think she's in this game. Wait, is she in Reverse? Let it be known that I'm not going to change my party for the playthrough. So my party of Plutia, Kid Compa, and Kid IF is permanent. And my party of Nepgear, Compa, Rom, and... Actually, Istor will be changed. Istor eventually gets replaced by Uzume. Mostly because I realized I can have the Planetoon Quartet in my Reverse file. And also because it just felt weird that the whole game we're trying to save Istor, yet we're playing as her. Yeah, so I think it was a missed opportunity to, instead of having regular Istor be the character, you could play as Mini Istor from the Ultra Dimension. Or they could just throw us a bone and make it the Mini Istor from the library. Yeah. So here's the trick to this. Because of how far behind I fell, I don't actually catch up in the next 13 episodes. I am roughly 10 episodes behind in the original game, which is why there are multiple episodes, such as the next one, where it's just the original game and some vain attempt to catch up.
Oh, wow.
For example, this won't have context here, but there's going to be a scene where they meet an apostle. I'm not going to say who that apostle is, but they're going to meet an apostle of one of the nations. The apostle is going to run a background check on one of the characters, and then they're going to try to assassinate Neptune. However, the entire middle part of the story, which is meeting Gust, meeting Nisa, helping the lady from the younger and older brother characters. I'm trying not to spoil anything, by the way, if it isn't obvious.
Yeah, I actually know about those two.
Yeah. That entire arc is gone. As a matter of fact, we actually end up meeting Greenheart first in the original Neptunia. However, that's only because A, I did a lot of solo episodes to catch up, and B, after we meet Greenheart, we immediately fall behind again because there's an entire section in Louis that isn't in the remakes. And I'm thinking, damn, I know they shortened it because they were putting the game on a handheld system, and because they lost the rights to a lot of characters. But holy crap, this is the exact opposite issue that the Final Fantasy VII remake had. For those who don't know, the Final Fantasy VII game, to beat it is like 50 hours, 40 if you're actually good at video games. But remake is like 100 hours, and you're only through the end of disc 1. Yeah, they stretch disc 1 into 2 RPGs. Remake is 30 to 40 hours, and then Rebirth, which is part 2 of the Final Fantasy VII remake, is 60 to 70 hours. So it was elongated. Whereas this game had the exact opposite problem of the original was, admittedly, quite long compared to the remakes. But at the same time, while it's true that it's better to just, get to plot point, at the same time, there comes a point where, because we don't have the character interactions, it becomes harder to sympathize with the characters. Part of why, during my first playthrough of the original Neptunia, I was actually feeling emotions at certain moments, is because I actually got to see the characters interact as characters, with each other. And as such, I was able to understand the characters at a more fundamental level. Whereas if I'm playing Rebirth 1 and Reverse, I don't really, care for the story as much because they cut out a lot of the best parts. Now, obviously, the best parts of the story aren't always, related to the ending of the story in this game, but it really does show how much had to get removed. For example, this entire scene, on the top left of the characters being in a hotel because they're trying not to become poor, is completely removed. Now, for some reason, they end up in a building at some point in the remake, but it's never specified what's going on.
It's in building. Just randomly show up in a building. No explanation.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Well, for example, like, IF and Kampa at the start of this game aren't really chummy with each other. As a matter of fact, IF had to kick Kampa out of the room because she was snoring. Whereas in remake, it's as though it's as though the characters are already friends at the start of the story. Now, obviously, we know the audience that they're gonna become friends and they are the main characters. But a first-time player wouldn't see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, our replacement for Red in this game, there's Falcom. But young Falcom.
Oh wow, it should look a lot different after the Mark II.
Yeah, because Mark II's Falcom is adult Falcom, and then this is actually the Falcom from Victory, so this is Kid Falcom.
Wait, so it is actually...
Yeah,
is that actually harder than in canon, or...?
Yeah, actually, this Falcom confirms that she came from the Victory Dimension to the Super Dimension.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, CyberConnect 2, Falcom, Mages, and a few of the other characters are actually the ones from not Rebirth, from trying to thinking of the Neptunia one, are actually the ones from Victory. They're not the ones from Rebirth 3, they're the ones from Victory.
Oh.
Yeah. So they're the ruder versions. Let's just say that. Look at the SP count on Plutia here. She has 107 SP. What is this crap?
But yes, what it is.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Reverse is a really hard game compared to Rebirth 1. Rebirth 1 is a joke. Although I will pay for my arrogance in this episode. What you don't know, David, is that I'm actually skipping encounters all the damn time.
I know. I'm aware you're doing that.
Yeah. Although in Reverse...
it would take forever.
Actually, in Reverse, I'm fighting as many encounters as I can, because I need all those level ups possible. I'm getting my ass kicked. Although, hilariously, in Reverse, I actually win one of the fights you're supposed to lose. Which shocked me, because when I eventually played it in Rebirth 1, I didn't know you were supposed to lose that fight, so I wasted a lot of my ultimate attacks just to get demolished. Which led to me realizing, wait, I won it the first time? Damn. Now, here's Ivoire, a character that got flanderized like nothing else in the remake. Ivoire is, for lack of a better word, a deacon of Greenheart's church. Because remember, they're not called basilicums in Japan, they were called cathedrals. They removed a lot of the religious names in the English dub. And while I think that the English dub has superior voice acting, for the first time in my life, I couldn't believe it when I was playing Neptunia in Japanese, like, maybe the characters did sound better in English. I couldn't believe it when I said that to myself. But yeah, even though I think that the English dub has better acting, the Japanese still has the better script. Also, look at how much damage I'm taking. That was one round of turns, and Nepgear's super low.
What the heck?
What?
Just wow. That's a lot of damage.
Remember, this is I'm purposefully, grinding off camera in Reverse. Okay? You're not seeing that.
Right.
Just look at how little SP I have after one encounter.
They really went all out to make this game hard.
Yeah, this game was kicking my ass. I eventually figured out some of the patterns, okay? It turns out that they created an entire new type chart, which led to me making mistakes as to how to attack enemies. Because the muscle memory of the original and Rebirth 1 is messing with me. Also, I'm gonna be honest, some of these enemies were given way too much health, okay? Like, I'm down to have, you know, grindier enemies, but don't make them the average battle.
Ew.
Now, part of why they do that is because Reverse assumes you played Rebirth 1, which, to be fair, isn't entirely wrong.
I mean, shouldn't it be the case with some sequels where they make the game built in that people have prior knowledge?
Well, that's a sequel. This is a remake.
Oh, fair enough.
Like,
But
I didn't play
Rebirth 2,
Gold, Silver,
like-
Crystal before playing Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I played Heart Gold and Soul Silver first.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Also, this is new.
What is? Oh, the Louis intro? Yeah, we
Yeah.
made it to the Land of White Serenity. Or as it was called in the beta, the Land of White Purity. You can imagine why that was changed.
Oh my god.
I guarantee you the reason it was changed is because one random American guy was in the studio and was like, yeah, that's not okay to say in the US.
No, it isn't.
Yeah. It's like, damn.
No, seriously, to this day, I still wonder where it was under there, because as far as I'm convinced, I'm saying right now, I'm headcanon this. The Super Dimension is Skyland.
No. Down there is the Game Industry Graveyard.
Well, I'm still standing by my headcanon that Super Dimension is in Skylands, from Skylanders.
Okay. Okay.
So, come on, don't tell me like it wouldn't fit.
It would fit, but okay, there's no hint to that at all.
You know what?
There's no hint to that.
Of course not. Skyland wasn't made it before when this was made.
Then why would it be Okay. As a matter of fact,
Headcanon.
there's a line of dialogue where Vert says, "Have you bought Halo Reach yet? I heard it just came out today." I said, "Wait a minute." They got away with that. Cause it's true. They released at the same time, 2010.
Wait, this game came out in 2010?
Yeah. It came out in 2011 for USA. But yeah, it's 2010 for JP.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you noticed how long the cutscenes are in the original?
Yeah.
That's why I'm actually leaving in the fact that I'm doing a side quest right now in Reverse. I'm trying to find the different kinds of shampoos. There's magical shampoos, there's regular shampoos, buff shampoos, and danger shampoos. And I had to kill a specific amount of them to finish the quest, but the thing is that for those shampoos, they all have the same model, so that's the trick.
Yikes.
But yeah, we defeat the shampoos, it's fine.
While we're on the subject of Neptunia import, let's talk about something that's been
Rebirth
been
1
really
on the
good.
Switch?
Well, yeah, a lot of games are coming to the Switch in Japan, but not in America. Literally, Rebirth 1, I think the Rebirth 2 and 3 as well, and then recently we're getting a Hyperdimension Noir on the Switch.
Okay, I'm
in
gonna
Japan.
I'm gonna explain the Hyper Devotion Noir one. That game sold like crap in the USA and the EU. That game only sold good in Japan. Whereas Rebirth 1 actually sold very well in 2014.
Okay, so the sort of aside from the Hyperdimension Noir, what's the release of the others? Why are they taking forever to bring those to the West?
Because they're trying to fix it.
Yeah, because I'm gonna say that right now. The problem isn't the Switch, because the Switch can run plenty of bigger games pretty well. The problem is just that apparently they can't really seem to port it right.
Well, the problem with specifically porting the original Neptunia trilogy is that it's built off of Vita architecture, but it's also based on the PlayStation 3 netcode. And if you remember PlayStation 3 netcode, there's a reason no other system uses the netcode. In fact, every netcode from now on borrowed the one used by 360. Okay? PS5, Switch, and the current Xbox all use that architecture because it's easier to run it. The PlayStation 3 was infamous for having the best looking games, but the worst performance. Okay? So when you make a game that is designed to work with the netcode of the PlayStation 3, It's also built to support the Sony TV thing. I forgot what that was called. It's the weirdest thing. You end up with what is slightly better than an emulation. Because when you do an emulation, you want to do hardware that is minimum 3 times stronger than the original system. That's not a perfect rule. Some games, like Sonic Unleashed, you need a much stronger device. Now, let's put it this way. I have a 4080 and a 12th generation Intel Core processor, and I cannot run Sonic Unleashed on this computer through emulation. It's not doable.
Shame.
Yeah.
Because I'm serious right now. Unleashed is one of the best Sonic games ever.
Yeah, I agree. Unleashed is great. Now, it's no longer the best graphically. The best graphics game technically are, believe it or not, it's Forces. It's Forces, Sonic X Shadow Gens, and Frontiers, because they're all made with the same engine and the same lighting and the same everything.
Frontier and X Shadow Gen, I understand.
Forces literally, it's the same physics engine as those two games. They just changed the values. That's all they did.
While we're on the subject about this, I'm going to do it right now. Well, I've been playing through it, and I 100% the Shadow Generation, and now it is amazing, one of the best. But oh my god, the vast difference between that gameplay and Sonic Generation's gameplay. The classic Sonic 2D stages, they're not that bad. It's quite simple. But oh my god, trying to control modern Sonic, I don't know, it's a bit off for me.
Well, that's because
just a me thing.
That's because you're not like everyone else who played Generations over and over again since 2011. So if you're like me and you play that game over and over again in a computer that actually works, not that freaking crappy ass laptop I was using during my first playthrough on YouTube, let's never ever reference that playthrough again, because that was that was miserable. Yeah. So if you're actually like me and you played it on 360 over and over again, what the hell is happening in Rebirth 1? Why do I keep dying?
You got one shot by Ancient Dragon.
I was not paying attention. What am I doing? Anyways.
Sorry, you were saying?
Yeah. So people who got used to Sonic Generations actually think that the level design is probably stronger, and I think that the level design in Generations is stronger, and that the control complements it, but the actual physics, the control of the game is better in Shadow Gens. And also part of why it feels weird is because the graphics are off. Sonic Generations is running on Hedgehog Engine 1, and it's also using, I believe it's either the Havoc or the Cry engine. It's one of those two.
I believe it was Havoc.
It's Havoc.
Everything booted up.
Yeah, okay, then it's Havoc. And let's just say that there's a reason we don't use Havoc anymore. As cool as Havoc is, and it allows you to do some of the most beautiful particle effects with very little lag, it's also a pain in the ass to code with it. So they got rid of it, and they're instead just using their own in-house engine at Sega. Although, apparently, according to the meeting, the next project is Project Guinness, which people are speculating to be the Heroes remake, because Guinness, the Guinness Book of World Records, Sonic Heroes won a world record in that book. Do you know what it was?
No.
Most playable characters in a 3D platformer.
Oh, but that's true. There are 12.
Specifically, a AAA 3D platformer. Because let's all remember that Sega was a AAA studio.
Right, and how many were in 06?
There were 9 playable characters in 06.
I had Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Shadow,
Silver,
Rouge,
and
Omega, Silver Blaze. Yeah.
Yeah, there's 9.
9.
Yeah. So the fact that they're calling it Project Guinness is what many people are speculating to be the Heroes remake. For all we know, it could be something else, but it'd be really weird if it wasn't that.
I'm gonna say, also, feeling weird. Isn't it a bit strange that they're doing remakes backward? Like first we got Sonic Colors Ultimate, now we have Sonic Generations again, and then we might get a remake of Sonic Heroes. They're going backward.
Hold on, Sonic Generations isn't a remake; it's a remaster. It's the exact same. It's the same source code.
Okay. Well, it's still technically a new game because of Shadow Generation.
Well, Shadow Generations is a new game, yes.
But still, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree. I get what you're saying, but the generations in Sonic X Shadow Generations is the same generations, just runs at 60 frames per second and 144p instead of 720/30.
Wait, hold on. I thought there was some difference. Like, I'm pretty sure Chow went in
Well, I mean,
Song Generation.
well, it's
One.
like in like the Halo 2 versus Halo 2 Anniversary. That's a straight up remix, but all they did was add a few collectibles in the levels.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Speaking of which, how's
Okay.
Halo 2 going?
Shut up.
Okay. Speaking of which, how's Mark 2 going?
Oh my. Well, okay. Mark 2. The reason I paused it. Paused on that. Because the reason I stream it along with some friends so they can watch me playing it. And currently we're doing something together, so that's gonna be a while.
Fair enough.
Currently, last thing I remember doing, we did the concert with 5PP, and now we're going to Falcom.
Oh wow, you're like halfway through the game. If you're doing the normal ending run.
I am trying to go for true, but at this point, I hope I didn't lock myself in because I've accidentally did all the gay hopper and stuff. Except that I didn't pull the sword.
As long as you don't have a character, as long as you have a character with a Lily rank of greater than 8, you can't get it. Yeah, one of the restrictions to get the conquest ending is to mistreat your party like nothing else. You have to be a prick to those assholes if you don't want them to be on your side.
Oh no, I do want them on my side.
Yeah. Also, I would like to point out the duality of man. Look at how easily I'm taking down these enemies in the same dungeon in Rebirth 1 compared to Reverse. You see how I'm like strategizing? Yeah. I'm being all tactical about my my combat. I'm managing my very limited SP in this dungeon because my god, they don't give me any SP. Whereas on the right, I'm just going all YOLO swag and just fighting everything tooth and nail. Also, do you like the runway Neptune?
Those are pretty good eyes.
Yeah. I think I still get an S rank in this dungeon too. Which I couldn't believe I did it. Why am I doing that?
I don't know. Why are you doing that?
I don't remember, David. I don't remember why I'm doing this. Are you humming the theme?
Yeah, it's a good theme.
So fun fact, that theme later gets remixed into the title screen of Rebirth 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Somehow, despite wasting 5 minutes, I get an S rank. I don't know how.
Huh.
I have no clue.
Anyways, other things that have been happening. Oh, hold on. High Five Radio!
I'm gonna mash through it.
Yeah, fair enough, because I do not blame you for not being able to read through all of that. Oh my god, how much is there?
What?
For Hyper Radio, there's so much.
There's actually, I think there's like 200 5PB radio iterations you could get.
Oh.
And they all have ridiculously long text anyways.
Yikes.
Also, if you're playing the remix, this is the first time you figure out this is the console war, because Noir just said it. Whereas, Histoire says console war in the very opening scene.
Here I thought the first game took place after the console war.
No, this is during the console war. Mark II, the console war is over. In fact, there was never a console war in the main timeline. Fun fact.
Right. Let's not forget because freaking Mark II took place in an entirely different dimension.
The Hyperdimension, which makes me wonder why they named this game Hyperdimension Neptunia, until you realize that in Japan, this game is actually called Super Dimension Neptunia. Well, Super Dimension Game Neptune, actually. It's called Super Dimension Game Neptune.
I don't wonder why they changed the Hyperdimension when they brought it to the West.
I also want to know where Neptunia came from, because that's not a Japanese thing. The game is just called Super Dimension Game Neptune. So who came up with the term Neptunia?
That's a good question.
So like, if you see...
Neptunia never mentioned once at all.
Yeah, that is never brought up. As a matter of fact, you see the Japanese cover? That says Go 5th Dimension Game Neptune Reverse.
Huh.
Where is the Neptunia?
But to be fair, the first game they have the different title that doesn't show up anywhere. Look at Kid Icarus, the main character in Nine Pit, and there's no mention of Icarus at all in the series.
Well, isn't he supposed to be a reference to Icarus? Because Icarus flew too close to the sun and his rings burned. And isn't it that Pit's wings burn after too long?
Yeah, true. But
at least there's something there.
Well, in that case, can we say he was Neptune in Neptunia? Yeah, because
but they're not the only Neptune. They're not the only Nep characters though.
True. Well, at the time she was.
Okay, that's different. This is the original game. Sure, she is the only Neptune. We don't get the other characters later.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I think that the design of the dungeons in the original game are way better.
Well, yeah, because the first time they're using it, they're never being reused. Well, unlike every other dungeon.
Yeah, these dungeons never come back, which is a damn shame if you ask me. Oh, we finally get to... Fun fact, this is Blackheart Round 3 in the original.
Oh.
They skipped the first 2 Blackheart fights.
Man, they really did skip a lot.
Like I said.
Anyway.
Yeah, what were you gonna say?
No, I'll talk about something else. It was something else. Go ahead.
Like I said, I get that they ported this to a handheld. But that doesn't mean you had to shorten the story.
I mean, I don't know, some games that were from the main into the handheld that did the same. I know the PSP did that.
Well, this came out on the Vita, and the Vita's better than the PSP, technically. Graphically, anyways.
Well, that's the even more point. Some games from the PlayStation were moved to the PSP, and they were the exact same.
Actually, I don't know.
I don't even know that's true. My only experience with the Lego games.
No, I'm talking about...
Which are far simpler.
Fair enough. Anyways, this Blackheart fight is an absolute joke in Rebirth, in Rebirth 1. But in Reverse, this Blackheart fight is so difficult. It's crazy.
Oh boy.
The only reason...
I have a friend who's playing Rebirth, and he say how he might be way too overleveled.
No, I mean, if you grind, none of the fights are hard. Wait, Rebirth 3 or Rebirth 1?
Rebirth 1.
Oh. Yeah, Rebirth 1 is not a hard game if you grind. The reason it's hard is because...
They say they grounded for just like... They don't grind that much, only a little bit, and then they're all of a sudden overleveled.
Not me, I grinded to level 35 by running around in circles for like an hour. No, it was more than an hour. What am I saying? It was a lot more than an hour. It feels surreal to see Pishi and Uzume in this fight.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
It does.
Does she take no damage from that?
Maybe you missed. How it happens to me in Mark 2, I miss a lot on my super attack.
Well, that's because everyone in Mark 2 has no technical stat for some reason.
Yeah, I know. I had to get iron and equipment just to raise it a little bit.
Although once you hit like level 30, everyone's technical stat jumps for no reason.
I mean,
thank God.
Yeah.
But also level 30.
Mage just did an X blast.
And it did next to no damage. That's the worst part. Yeah, the fight with Blackheart is harder, but at least in the remake they gave her less HP. At least.
That's good, at least.
Yeah.
Anyway, other thing that came out. Why did every time I try to talk about something, High Five Radio comes in? It's the second time.
I guess.
Anyway, as I was saying, other things that came out today, that happened today. For those who don't know, you probably don't. The new game Marvel Rivals came out, which is basically Marvel's version for Overwatch.
I see.
Except, it's better.
Well, I never played Overwatch, I don't know.
Well, here's the thing, it's probably shouldn't bother now. Overwatch 1 was fun now, but Overwatch 2 fell off hard. Like, if it wasn't for Concord, it probably would have... If it wasn't for Concord, it probably would be one of the weakest launches in 2024.
I think Concord had a worse launch than Overwatch 2.
That's what I said, but wasn't for Concord, it would have been the worst.
Oh, I misheard you then. Okay.
Yeah, but Marvel Rivals was a lot more fun, and because it's just the characters there are surprising. They're pretty good at either deal. And I'm surprising who I found my main is. Guess who my main is? Just guess.
Scarlet Witch.
No. It is actually Squirrel Girl.
Okay.
I know. It sounds weird. I was hoping I thought my main would be Spider-Man, right? But no, it's actually Squirrel Girl.
What do you think of the idea of the Spider-Man games coming to Xbox?
They are?
No, but the thing is that Sony wants to do day and date in the future.
What? Do you want to do what?
They want to release games multi-platform. Even their first-party games. Because they realize that what Xbox is doing is really smart by porting most of their first-party stuff to other systems.
Huh. I honestly think it's not that bad of an idea. But the Spider-Man games are pretty fun and not like... Actually, one mistake, Sony does kind of own the rights to Spider-Man.
They own the rights, yeah, they own the rights to Spider-Man. Well, they also have to pay,
Marvel, yeah.
Yeah, Marvel.
But I don't see a huge problem with them coming to Xbox. If anything, it makes more people get to play it.
Exactly.
Yeah, the Spider-Man games are the best.
Good. Yep. Anyway, so this is Blackheart Round 3, or Round 1 in Rebirth 1. What do you think of the fight?
Boy. Well, let's see. Currently Rebirth 1, it's still going, but does she have minions in Rebirth?
Yes, and those minions actually take away your skills. You can't activate your skills while those 2 minions are up.
Oh my god, they skill lock you.
Yeah, Rebirth is a harder game. By a lot.
Really?
And look at how much punishment those skill jammers can take.
Wow. Good luck with that. Meanwhile, we haven't gone to round 1 in the first one.
Correct. Yeah, it is ridiculous just how long it takes to get to where we are here in the remix.
Compo 1 with the laser syringe.
I miss the Kid Compo and Kid IF models. They're so cute. What happened to them?
I don't think they ever found a need for them, considering we never go back to Ultra Dimension.
You know why? I guarantee you. Because Plutia's voice actress hosts a talk show now in Japan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I don't think they can actually afford her. As a matter of fact, in one of those talk shows, she actually did a bit where she ordered a pizza on national television, but she was voice acting Plutia.
A friend of mine actually showed me that video literally an hour ago.
Wow. What coincidence. That is...
But can we get another voice actor for it?
Well, no, because in Japan, once you become a character, unless you die or fall really ill, you're not getting replaced because it's in your contract.
Huh, that's a lot different than here in America.
Yeah, and I kind of liked the Japanese system, although it does restrict which characters you can use in the event that they suddenly become more expensive.
Yeah.
Is
that another reason why we don't? Is that another reason we don't get characters like Red and the others?
Well, I don't know about Red, but in the case of Nippon Ichi and Gust, those companies don't like each other anymore, so they're gone. And 5PB, fun fact, if you don't count Remix, hasn't been in a game in 11 years.
Oh, what the heck is going on there?
Oh, we caught up to her.
I could tell, especially since it clearly showed not show any mercy with Jiggle Physics.
Oh yeah, they do not. I'm gonna be honest though. The fight with Black also, isn't it weird that Blonde's there?
A bit, yeah.
Look at how down I am.
Oh my god! I looked away for a second and then, wow.
You see what I mean by reverse is way harder?
And wait, did you lose?
No, I won.
Oh.
That's the advantage of having...
It's harder, but it took a lot easier. It was quicker than Rebirth 1.
Well, that's because Rebirth 1's issue is that they had more health for bosses. But in Reverse, the bosses just do more damage. So it's pick your poison, really. You know what I mean?
And here's Last Station intro. What? Pollution, hello?
It's supposed to be Midgar from Final Fantasy VII. That's the reference.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah. Pollution. In 2010, you think people cared? No.
Oh, The land of black reality.
Yep.
Last station. But what is it about Leanbog? I missed what Leanbog said.
It's the land of green pastures. It's supposed to be that
Oh.
town from Skyrim.
Which one?
I don't remember. I don't really play Skyrim like that.
I guess it's probably the first one. I think it was Riverdale. No, not Riverdale.
Oh yeah, just casually, there's guns on a conveyor belt.
Oh, same. Still the same in Rebirth. Rebirth.
Yeah, although the gotta catch 'em all thing is funny.
Yeah.
Yep.
Riverwood. That's what it's called. Riverwood.
Okay, good to know. And again, I despite the fact that it's up there in the top right corner, no, I'm not gonna do Rebirth 1 Plus. Okay? I don't have the patience for that. Okay, that's a lie. I totally have the patience for that, but I don't want to do it.
I don't blame you. Anyways, other things are happening now. The bottom team have pretty much caught up. Meanwhile, we're now even close in the top left.
Oh yeah, we're nowhere close to that. It's actually crazy. Look at that event completion, 7%. What is that?
Dang.
Ain't that a prick? Yep. Still, we got dungeons to do. And also, this is one of the funniest scenes. This is a scene where a character debates getting food poisoning. Wait, no, that's wrong.
Is it just me? I'm gonna say it right now. Or do the characters, the portraits in the first original seem more lively than the others?
No, that's not just you. It's because what they did for Reverse is they just upscaled the Vita portraits and then fixed the lip syncing. Because in Rebirth 1, they're actually not lip synced properly. They have the 06 issue of they're only synced to Japan and nothing else. But they fixed the lip syncing in Reverse, which actually leads to the cutscenes being shorter in Reverse, because there isn't a lot of dead air where the characters' flips are flapping, but there's no flips are flapping. Lips are flapping, but there's no words coming out.
Alright.
And also because of the PlayStation 5's magical SSD that will cure cancer and AIDS and every other disease known to man, the loading time between lines is shorter. I still can't believe there was a guy who really said that. He's like, because of the SSD of the PS5, cancer research will be accelerated. I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
I'm like, no sense at all.
I have heard some crazy statements made by PlayStation fans. Okay, I have. But that one to me still takes the cake. Well, there's also the one in Xbox. Like, there was this guy called Hippozone where he said 4K will make you a better gamer. What are you talking about?
4K didn't even matter.
I know, it was just something that was said that was funny to me. It was like, 4K will make you a better gamer. Like, how does that make sense? Yeah.
Pause it again. Oh. I'm being called.
Sure. Anyways, so jokes aside about console fanboys, like, there's nothing wrong with playing on console. Okay, I'm playing on my PS5, PS3, and PC. But it's just some people were saying some things that were so stupid. Oh, I was wrong. This is the scene where a guy tries to pirate a disc and IF just kills him.
Really, just straight up killed him.
Yeah. Now, I'm gonna be honest. IF's face, like, what is that face?
It looks like the eye look like Pokemon eyes, like Pokemon character eyes.
Oh, I was like, which Pokemon is that? Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I actually like the more muted colors of Reverse compared to the more vibrant colors in Rebirth 1. But that's because the original Neptunia story was actually despite the fact that it had comedy, it was a more serious story than what we get in the modern games. Albeit, I did like that Sisters vs. Sisters decided to give us a serious story again, even though it came at the expense of fan service. For some reason.
True.
Which, you know...
Which is a shame.
Yeah, which is a damn shame.
Just the thing that I have seemed to left the guy alone. It just looked like he killed him.
Oh, I'm at the wrong scene then. There is a scene where she does that though, like dead serious. I think I got the wrong scene though.
Like the guy was getting mad. The guy was getting mad. No, I was getting mad, but then 5B just pulled her away.
Oh, that's a different scene then. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna build up to it. Don't worry about it. You'll see it. There's also a scene where a guy's like, I have a dying request, and then Neptune just snaps his neck.
Fuck.
What?
My God, the original was brutal.
They were assholes. That's part of why I think the characterization of the characters in the original is better. Because
you like refer to them being assholes?
No, because the problem with modern Neptune is that she gets annoying. And part of that is because modern Neptune doesn't have any character flaws. Like, if you look at how Neptune is written in Sisters vs. Sisters, compared to how she's written in this game, that Neptune feels like a freaking side character. Now, obviously, she wasn't the main character in that game. I'm well aware of that. But she didn't really have any, like, motive.
Oh, well.
Like, you would think there'd be a scene where she got mad at R4, but not really. She was just like, you're gonna pay for locking me into sleep. Anyways, we'll continue this in the next part. Have a nice day, guys.